made fun of me because I wasn't looking at you.
Well, it's perfect. This is exactly how we should start a Taylor video.
That was the point.
With us just
That's
talking.
why I did it.
Very good. Taylor, my good man, how are you? We're sitting back here on the porch, smoking a couple of Cubans, drinking a beer, and getting ready for what's about to be a
Marathon.
epic voyage, as it were. Our own Canterbury Tales.
Epic voyage of wittiness and booze.
Oh, now I give him Canterbury Tales. He'll go find like Canterbury Tales and put our faces on everything.
This will be the never-ending podcast.
Actually,
But
no,
you be
this
the
is-
dragon.
This is worth bringing up because I don't think Houston's aware of this. His wife will send me pictures of him to send to Taylor to make me use them.
Oh yeah. Did she send you the one of him with the absinthe last night?
Yeah.
And she sent me that one too. I was like, wow, he looks really thrilled to be getting absinthe. He's just like,
She sent it to me. She goes, send it to Taylor. Have him do something with this.
You did.
how was the absinthe, by the way?
It was good.
Very good. Where were you having dinner?
We stopped at Bluebird Cocktail Room.
Oh, I love Bluebird. Is that where you had the absinthe?
That's where I had the absinthe. We had 2 cocktails there. I had the absinthe, and then I had their Negroni with egg white, which was interesting.
Okay, so egg white in a Negroni.
Yeah,
it
so
is.
it's like that bitterness up front from the Negroni, but then this frothy, creamy texture. It was that kind of
Okay,
balance.
so
It was crazy.
So it's the 3 boozes and egg white? Like, did they give a
Yeah.
citrus to it or no?
There was a lemon wedge in it.
Okay, but they didn't add citrus
No.
juice to it, okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
Figure they probably did a dry shake on it, so put all the ingredients in with the egg white, dry shake, then put the icing, give it a wet shake,
Probably.
and then strain.
Yeah. It's good though.
Bluebird Cocktail Room is very cool. That's
Yeah.
up in Hamden area, right?
Yes. But the server was just talking like about the history of absinthe that I already knew. So I was just sitting there listening to her
As it's dripping
It's
slowly
like-
over the sugar cube.
It's like just tip the thing over.
Be like,
the fuck out of
be
my
like,
face.
love. I sell booze. I know what absinthe is.
Yeah. But it was good. It was fun. I never had it served properly. I've had absinthe, but it's always just kind of like toss a sugar cube in and stir it up.
Oh yeah.
I've never
Oh,
had it
the
served
slow
properly
drip.
with the slow drip and
Oh,
everything
fun.
else. So that
Very
was
cool.
pretty cool. Then we had dinner at the food market.
Oh okay.
Which was fucking excellent. Best steak freaks I've ever had in my life.
Oh very cool.
Yeah, Carly had duck.
Have you over in that area? Have you ever gone to Holy Visualities?
No.
Go there. It's a old high school friend of mine, Jeff Danik. He's
Oh.
the owner operator of that. It's got a bunch of pinball machines in the back too.
I need to trim back. Wear my leather jacket there too.
Sure thing, Fonz. Sure thing. All right, can't avoid it. Everton did.
Yes,
Look,
they did.
last 6 games of the season, you're sitting there. It's at Villa, West Ham, home to Villa, Sheffield, Wolves, and City. And at any point in time, we could have done good with these, other than just 2 wins. 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw, so that this game wouldn't have fucking mattered. Like this game, we would have been playing this game to maybe make Champions League. But no matter what, we were in Europe. We had to fuck off Villa and fucking Sheffield, and Villa twice, because the second time, should have fucking beat them. We should have beat them. We're the better side. Just couldn't put the fucking ball in the net, and it was really frustrating.
Yep.
The club certainly needs depth. I think we were just doing John's video as well, and what we're really talking about there is just how tired Everton looked at the end of the fucking season. And anybody who wants to be pissed at James for flying back to Colombia, shut the fuck up. He's not, in fact, it's been officially reported he's not going to be in the Copa America side. That he's injured. Right. That he's injured throughout. So
He wasn't going to play in the last game anyway.
right.
So he just wanted to go see his family.
Like
In a year when he hasn't been able to travel. I get it.
and we as a club just got millions and millions of dollars because we put that man on our team, because millions of fucking jerseys went down to fucking Colombia and all over the rest of South America, in a market where an Everton jersey probably never saw the light of day.
Probably. You got Yerry Mina there too.
Yep.
Of course.
Yep, of course.
Allen, the Brazilian. So you do now have some South American talent.
Richarlison, of course.
Richarlison, yes, forgot about him. That commercially will make headway to give you money to buy an FA Youth Cup with.
But yeah, I heard. But really, the one that really moves the needle, it's Hamas. Of course. He's one of the top 5 selling people. It's in reality, he's number 3. It's Messi and Ronaldo are always back and forth 1 and 2. Number 3 is James Rodriguez on a worldwide scale of who moves the most merchandise. Yeah. So
now, careful. Specifically, when you talk about that, is Colombia.
True. Yes. Freudian slip. My apologies.
Moves the most merchandise.
Yeah.
Better be fucking cautious, mate.
I don't know what you're talking about. Depth. We can't have Gylfi Sigurdsson be the replacement for James Rodriguez. But we also need to live in a world where we know we are not going to have James Rodriguez for every fucking match.
Gylfi's 3 years old.
I wouldn't mind if Gylfi was on half the wages he's on. If he was on $75,000 and we used him specifically as this is a set piece fucking master, right? Second half, 20 minutes left in the game. He'll put in a good shift defensively, but we know every single free kick the rest of the way is probably going to result in a good goal scoring opportunity.
Right.
I'd be okay with that. But at $150,000 and having to start have him play on the pitch for 90 fucking minutes, hell fucking no. Hell fucking no. It's just
I can understand that.
it's a piece you don't need, especially when we've seen what Brands has been doing and bringing in. Let him keep fucking doing that. Like, keep getting younger, better talent. Let them grow and develop. And that's what he's been working towards.
It's also what got you in trouble in the first place.
Yeah, very true.
Younger,
very
better
true.
talent.
Well, because when it wasn't Marcel Brands and it was Steve Walsh, they did kind of the same thing with the kids that they did with the number 10s. They went, all the youth, sign them all. Put them all on $50,000 a week. Fuck it. We're going to win a under 23 Premier League title. Woo!
It seems like such a strange thing to do.
Yeah, well, and the problem there is in that regards, like, we finally got rid of, like, the dumb things that no one realizes is the, Penningtons of the world that was on fucking 50,000.
Right.
He never saw, like,
I don't even know who that is.
a handful of games. Midfielder, Matthew Pennington. Luke Gabbard, the left back.
Never even heard of him.
75. Some big fucking money. Like these kids that were like, oh, they're going to be our future. No, they're not. They're on fucking high-ass wages. And just the Jack Rodwell, how expensive he was. Now, granted, we got him off to City, and of course, City signed him to an even bigger deal. And then Sunderland got stuck with him, which really ultimately was the demise of them being all the way down in League One.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that signing in particular kind of screwed them big time. That was back.
Give some opinions. I'm going to smoke my cigar a little here. I'm going to catch up to you.
I think 10th place is probably fair because, that's just kind of where y'all live at.
Yeah, mid-table mediocrity. Somebody else here knows a little bit about that too, don't they?
I still get used to it. Still get used to it.
Really, the 10th place we shouldn't be too hung up on.
Y'all were fighting for what was it?
Sixth
and seventh on the final day. I think 6th was the only because I think West Ham was 4 points ahead.
Yeah. No, they were only 3 points ahead, but they had a better goal differential.
Okay.
Because they were 3 points ahead, Spurs were 2 points ahead.
Okay.
So we could have caught both of them.
Right. I thought you were tied on points with Spurs.
No, you're right. We were tied on points with Spurs,
I thought they had 63.
But we were only
had
3.
59. And I had 52.
I think we were only 3 behind West Ham. But anywho, neither here nor there. The key thing is while we finished in 10th, we finished 10 points better than we did last season. And we did that on a skeleton crew. because frankly, if you remember the Brighton game, the 10 fucking players, 10 major players that were either backups or starters, but people who regularly played in our lineup, out.
And that game was in Brighton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Very windy down there as well.
No. That's across Stanley Park where we complain about the wind.
Sorry.
It's very hard. It's very hard.
Sorry.
That one got Mel going. It's very hard.
Kloppo?
The wind. The wind, and it's very hard. She's looking at me like she doesn't know what I'm talking about. She was laughing with her fucking teeth out when she was listening to the fucking sound drop.
This is gonna go well today.
Yeah, Jesus.
6 more of these to do. 4 more of these to do.
So we got the 2 videos. Then we've got the 3 regular shows that'll come out on Tuesday. So sound check. Well, the injury time will come out on Thursday, but the normal weekly show. So sound check, Drunken United show, and then injury time. And then we're recording 4 more. 4 more. Fuck me.
No, 3 more.
4 more.
Scotch, Irish. Oh, tequila. I forgot about
Yeah,
tequila.
tequila, cocktails.
I think I might not have printed out the tequila sheets now.
Oh, well, I got the tequila sheets. Possible.
Whoops.
Yeah, because it was also on a separate email. You
Yeah.
know what? I didn't print up tequila. No, I did print up tequila sheets because they were on my computer. Never mind. I didn't.
Once again, this is going very well.
Yeah, we're.
This is a great idea.
There's a paperwork, not our strong suit, right?
Yeah, admin. Just admin in general.
What do you think are pieces we need, Sam?
You definitely need a right back. You need somebody a bit more solid, I think, than Mason Holgate as the backup for your 2 center backs. Jerry Mean, I think, is getting on in terms of age as well. And you don't want to be stuck with another Jack Yelka type figure on probably pretty decent wages at 34, 35 years old kind of situation. I don't know how old he is.
We have Mina
just strikes me as a
Keane
bit of an
and
older-
Godfrey. I think Godfrey's taken over the youth part that was Holgate as the young guy. I think it's time to go ahead and start playing one of the kids, like Jared Branthwaite or
Could
Lewis
be.
Gibson.
Yeah.
Let them be the 4th defender.
You've been talking about possibly moving on from Tom Davies as a saleable asset to raise funds to do other things.
Yeah.
That makes me nervous with Allen being a bit older because
That's
I think
fair.
Davies has the desire. He is tough and relatively hard, not afraid of a tackle. I think he could be a good defensive midfielder if he just learns how to play the role properly.
Which he showed very good progression in that role this season.
Absolutely.
Particularly when Allen went down, he really turned it on.
But I think that would save you $35 million later on, 2-3 years from now, if you were to keep hold of him.
Fair enough. My debate there now, granted, you're going to say injuries is a concern, which of course it is that you've got Alan Decore James, right? You still have Andres Gomez, and you have Jean-Philippe Gibauman, so JPEG. If JPEG's healthy, you don't need Davis. And Davis could be a $20 million, like Southampton's looking at him. And while I like Tom Davies a lot, I really like him, and I don't want to sell him. That is an asset we could sell for a good return on funds and use that to buy other pieces.
And then I also think you need a different type of forward, whether that's Moise Keane coming back from PSG or not. You sell him and then bring someone else
Buy
in.
the guy you want.
But I think you need somebody that's, because both Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, decent enough with their feet, but their strong suit really is aerial.
Yeah.
Is getting up in and amongst it on set pieces, on corners, kind of poachers type stuff. You need somebody that's better with the ball at their feet, that can drive at defenders.
And also, Richie's ultimately a winger or part of a two-striker system.
Right.
He's not an out-and-out lone guy.
No, but he's very good in the air, though, is what I'm saying. Is that's
But he's
probably
exceptional in the
one
air.
of his biggest strong suits. But Calvert-Lewin's the same way. So it's like you need somebody else in the middle that can do,
Someone who could shoot from outside the 18 and score a
well,
fucking goal.
that's the other thing. Yeah, somebody that can shoot from distance, somebody that can drive at a player, that can take a player on.
Take on a dribble and beat a person.
On a dribble,
Yeah.
exactly. And just a little bit more technical, I'd say.
Yeah, agreed. Now there's a lot of rumor leaning towards the Barnsley United States kid, Daryl Dike, which I'm not against. Trust me, he's a good, raw, young, natural talent. The problem is if he comes to us, Think of it like Niles and Cuckoo. He's going to play a bunch at the early part of the season in the League Cup, and then he ain't going to suck and see the field. He ain't. He's too young. He's too raw. So if we sign somebody like him, that's great, but do not expect him to be like Dom's backup and coming in every game for the last 10 minutes to be the guy that, quote, takes a match over.
Right.
That ain't that kid. That ain't that kid.
I just think you need a different option, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And when you're coming up against the likes of, like a Manchester United or a Leicester that have these massive dudes in their back line, kind of nullify the aerial threat. You have somebody that could be a bit quicker, that could play off the shoulder, and change up those tactics a bit.
You'd like that guy to be, you'd like it to be Moise Kean, to be honest.
Right.
But are him and Carlo too far gone? Are him and the club too far gone?
Right.
Has he gone to France and gone, you know what? I'm much better suited on the continent. I've done my experiment in the Prem. See you later.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
That could really be the case.
But one of the biggest things, and we've talked about it time and again, is that right wing-back situation. Because without Seamus Coleman, I mean, you could put Godfrey there and won't do the same job that Seamus Coleman does, but he is serviceable in that position. The problem is now you've got all three of your center backs
on
playing
the pitch,
and a higher chance of someone getting hurt and you having no cover for them.
Precisely.
So you'd like
You want to have the
somebody-
cover.
Exactly.
You want to have the competition, frankly. You want Mina, Keane, and Godfrey fighting every week to see who the starting two are going to be.
Right.
And honestly, I want to see that starting two change every fucking week. A perfect example of that was this year at City. Ruben Diaz was the starter, but Laporte had to fight to get in with Stones, and him and Stones went back and forth. And then every once in a while, they give Diaz a break and go with Laporte and Stones. But those three guys fought every week to be at center back, and that's the absolutely what you fucking want out of your club back there. Especially if you're going to run with a back four situation with two wingbacks.
Right.
You need to have that. You're right. It's no offense, Seamus. Seamus is the fucking man. He's fucking incredible.
I think he's still a starter.
Yeah.
I just think you need somebody that can play that position that won't put another position at risk.
Get a slightly more mature Niles and Cuckoo, right? Essentially get another Luca Digne on the right. Someone who can take over.
Who was the guy that you had 2 seasons ago? Crazy Legs.
Oh, yeah. The French
low.
guy, Monaco. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I forgot the name because he was so fucking awful.
It was great going forward.
Yeah,
but he didn't have a defensive bone in his body.
Yeah.
If you could find someone like
Sidibe.
Sidibe.
Yeah.
If you could find somebody like him that had just the faintest idea that defense exists, it might be all right.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Because the way in which you play, those two players in particular are what opens up the rest of the field, right? Because they get forward so well. That's what pins back the opposition. And you need to find somebody with that sort of ability that's, 8 years younger than Seamus Coleman.
And someone that could play the right easily in an attacking role, be it a wing, like if we go a 4-3-3, like a right wing would be very nice. Because in that regards, Everton, everybody knows we're coming up the left. Everybody knows it's Luca Digne and Richarlison, and the ball's going down that side.
Right.
Despite the fact that Coleman's very good on his side, it ain't going down the right very much. It's always going down the left. It's always going down the left.
He doesn't have the legs anymore.
Yeah. So
that's exactly the point.
So it doesn't have to be incredible, but it's just got to be good enough for us to not be going down the left-hand side of the field 80% of the game, but going down the left-hand side of the field 65% of the game. Because if we're going down this side 35, it suddenly makes them clubs have to start being more honest.
I'm surprised you just haven't given the ball to Andre Gomez and tell him to smile all the way down the field.
That's what I'd fucking
beautiful. They would just stop in their tracks.
That's what I'd do. You see, just get out there on the field. By the way, it did happen, Sam.
It moved?
No. It could have, though. It should have. We had Cash and Gomes on the field at the same time. I know. It's too much beautiful. That's way more beautiful than the world can fucking handle.
Absolutely.
Well, was it too much for you, that game? With Cash and Andres Gomez on the pitch at the same time, playing footy?
I have an opinion on what happened to
Mel's had a lot of fresh air this morning.
I can't keep a straight face.
I have an opinion about what happened to her body when those two players were on the field this evening. However,
I will say,
it might not be valid.
Cash is a hot young man. Gomez is a man.
I think Gomez should
One's-
take over the
one's,
Dos Equis guy commercial.
One's a guy and the other one's a man.
Man. And like we said when we were at Chelsea, we saw Giroud up close and personal, and just like, Jesus Christ, that is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life.
So attractive. He's so attractive.
We saw Andres, and I just looked at you and I went, he really is that beautiful. He really is.
Yeah.
And you looked at me and you went, yes, he is. What? Yes, he is. So, we get ready to take part in this crazy world that is our dumbasses recording 7 shows, 2 videos in one day. But guess what? The videos are done. Bye, Taylor.
Toodaloo.